This couple had been saving up for their dream wedding, but they emptied their entire fund in a heartbeat when they realized it could save a life instead. Dylan was scrolling online one rainy day when he saw a post about a severely injured puppy who had been struck by a car and was lying near the road in desperate need of help. Without hesitation, he loaded his car with blankets and towels and rushed to the scene. And when the 10-month-old golden doodle immediately put her head on his lap despite the pain she was in, he knew he would do whatever it took to save her. Dylan went straight to meet his fiancée, Emily, at the nearest emergency vet, and they were able to stabilize her overnight. But her story was far from over. The next morning, the puppy's previous caretaker officially transferred ownership to Dylan and Emily, and they named her Maple. But at the same time, the couple learned that Maple's leg injuries were so severe that the nearest specialists who could help were at Mississippi State University's Animal Hospital 300 miles away. They immediately made the 10-hour round-trip drive, and they used their entire $12,000 wedding fund on her surgery and treatment, even dipping into their personal savings when complications arose. Their dedication paid off as the veterinarians were able to save both of Maple's legs. And when the community heard about Dylan and Emily's sacrifice, they were moved to help. The GoFundMe for the family has now raised $49,000. Maple is making incredible progress learning to walk again. She'll only know love and comfort from here on out. As devastating wildfires tear through Los Angeles, one veterinarian hasn't slept in days as she fights to save as many displaced pets as she can. And right now, she could use as much of our help as possible. Dr. Annie Harvilicz, who runs 2 animal clinics in the LA area, received a call from her brother asking if she could watch his cat Winston and his rabbit Oreo as he evacuated from the Palisades fire, since the hotel he was staying at only allowed one of his 3 pets. Of course, she said yes and realized how many other families must be in the same situation. Dr. Annie had opened a new clinic in December, leaving her former location in Marina del Rey vacant for the time being. Without hesitation, she transformed the old clinic into an emergency animal sanctuary, taking in over 40 animals almost immediately from families with multiple pets and evacuated local rescues. She's now opened up space in her other clinics and her own home, and even set up a free pet store for anyone needing emergency supplies for their own animals. But she's running on fumes. She's hardly rested, her eyes sting from the smoke, and costs are only growing. Despite it all, Dr. Annie will keep going as long as animals still need her help. And with strong winds threatening to intensify the fires, more families may need her sanctuary soon. Every animal she's sheltering gets food, bedding, and access to medical care, and a GoFundMe has been set up to help her continue this work. You can find the campaign on my profile, and I have confirmed with GoFundMe that the account is being monitored and the funds are going directly to Dr. Annie. When a man in New Jersey became a professional tree climber, he had no idea that he would end up spending so much time working with cats. Stephen Murrow grew up climbing a tree in his yard as a child, and as an adult, he found a way to keep his childhood alive by starting a business called Tesla Tree Service. In a typical day's work, he might be removing fallen trees or tree branches that have broken and become a hazard, but the most fulfilling part of his work might be the part that he does completely for free, and that's rescuing cats that have become stuck in trees. A couple years ago, he was contacted by someone in his town who was looking for help rescuing a cat that had been stuck in this tree for 5 days. They had already contacted the local fire department, but they were unable to reach the cat, who was about 100 feet off the ground. Stephen was happy to help, and with his expertise and his ability to build trust with the cat once he got to her, he successfully brought her back down to solid ground. He says that in that moment, he knew he needed to keep doing this, and since then, he's rescued over 100 cats from trees. Stephen has never charged for a rescue, and he never plans to, because he believes that helping when you can is just the right thing to do. And with his extensive climbing experience, combined with his naturally calm demeanor and way with animals, there's really nobody more perfect for the job.